future. CARES Northwest and Impact Northwest Community for Safe School programs and Prevent Child Abuse America are three key organizations. I know they're all working here at Vestal Elementary with the children here. And it's really a situation where we all need to stand together, to come together to make sure that children can have prosperity in their futures and not be marred for life due to the impacts of child abuse and neglect. It is a scourge, and we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to eradicate child abuse and neglect. And it's just a really pleasure for me to be here with the key organizations and the principal of Vestal Elementary and the students who joined us to plant some pinwheels. And so thank you again for inviting me, and now I'm going to turn it over to Eli from the State Department of Education.
Thank you, everybody. I'm also honored, as Dan, to be here commemorating Child Abuse Awareness Month. Here at Vestal, as well as across the state of Oregon, we're working to implement what folks are likely know as Aaron's Law, which requires all schools, K through 12, to invest in our youth around child sex abuse and sexual violence prevention. We'll be increasing our instruction at every grade to hopefully prevent future violence and help kids stay healthy, ready to learn. We know healthy kids learn better, pretty common sense, and we're doing what we can to support that. So thank you for your work here at this school, as well as those across the state. Thanks.
I'm Emily Glasgow. I'm the principal at Vestal. I did write my notes, so excuse me for that. We are working hard at Vestal this year to learn more about the impact of childhood trauma and to learn what we can do to create a trauma-informed school community. The unfortunate truth, as you've heard before me, is that a high number of our students do experience trauma outside of our walls. The good news about that is we know that as a school we have an opportunity to be a great sense of resilience for our kids, and so we're learning more and more all the time about how we can do that. It's important to us that our kids know that the trauma that they experience is never their fault, and that with the support of caring adults, both in the building here and outside of the building, they can and will go on to lead healthy and happy lives. We've been fortunate to partner with Multnomah County, with the Oregon ACEs Collaborative, and with Impact Northwest on this work. It really is a learning process for us, and we're sort of constantly learning more. The work does take a village, so we're really very pleased and very honored to have so many community members investing in our kids. I truly believe when we work together and we model for our kids what it means to be a community of caring adults, they're going to come out okay, despite some of the really unfortunate things in their lives. So thank you all for coming out and supporting our kids, and for the puppet shows and all the work you brought to us.
Thanks. Good morning, folks. I'm Jeff Cogen from Impact Northwest, and I'm really happy to be here with you this morning to celebrate this Pinwheels for Prevention project. As I was driving here this morning, I heard that today is the 48th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I thought that what an apt day to come together and think about the impact that violence has on our communities, and also think about the ways in which we can come together to address the impact of violence. And at Impact Northwest, that's something that's central to the work we do. Our entire agency is a trauma-informed agency, and that's because we know that violence is having tremendous impact on the children and families that we serve. The program that we have here at Vestal, the Communities for Safe Kids project, is about giving primary prevention to kids, to expose them to conversations about how to deal with and address the violence that they're exposed to in their lives. And this kind of work is really important in building resilience and helping children overcome their exposure to violence. At Impact, we have a number of programs that work this way, but collectively all of them could only work in partnership. And our partnership here includes Vestal Elementary School, where we're providing the services, also CARES Northwest, who's been a partner to us in helping us develop a trauma-informed violence, really modeled on science approach to how to respond to violence. And so we'd like to thank CARES Northwest, acknowledge all the CARES team and Kevin here today for your partnership with us. And in moving forward, really this is the kind of work that we need to bring more broadly throughout the community. And we're able to provide it at a number of schools, but there are a lot more schools out there that really need this kind of program and need this kind of success and access. And in order to do that, we need to elevate the importance of this throughout our community. I think that's the last thing I'd like to just leave you with, how important it is for those of us who understand how we need to address violence in our community, to let other people in the community know it, to bring that out. So it's a little bit of a call to action. Support the organizations that are doing this work, support the state when they're doing important new investments in this work, but also bring this pressure to bear on our local leaders. We're lucky to have Commissioner Saltzman here today. He's one of the few elected leaders in this community who consistently is there for kids. But we have a lot of elected leaders that could get there as long as we let them know it's important to us. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming and thank all of our partners for bringing this great work to the community. Thank you.